What's up, everybody? It is day 6 of working on this stupid pile of shit. I am tired, I'm hungry, and I'm very sore from yesterday. But let's get at it.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
So, yesterday wasn't a super long day. We left early to take tires down to get pulled off, so Denny was only here for an hour or two. I was hoping we could get the control arms ground down and painted. But as you can see, well, we got them ground down, but not painted. So I think I'm gonna start with painting those, get some paint on the brackets, at least one coat, get it drying, because that's what's gonna be holding me up. Because once those are painted for good, they can go back in the Jeep for the final time, which is pretty exciting. So yesterday I was working on the track bar bracket. Hopefully I can remember where it goes, because I was kind of just doing it by memory, and now it's been a day. But I should try and get that on. I modified it a little bit. So Denny is going to be using the top hole in the bracket. So I removed the bottom hole. This is probably the most butchered bracket from TMR. Sorry about that, but got it back to looking okay. It's one hole shorter now, and I moved it in just a little bit to get away from the coil spring, but that is going to be good enough for now until he goes to high steer, which he'll probably be okay using the lower hole. But that's what I came up with for now. Hopefully there's enough clearance. We'll find out soon if not. So the brackets are kind of ground down a little bit. I'd say they're ready for paint. Let's see what we're working with back here. It's dark, but there you go. And all the sections of frame that were from old brackets all ground off. I'll get painted up, and it's going to be a good enough type of thing. All right, Denny is here now. He's outside painting. I got a couple coats done on the axles. Went with the bling bling chicken wing black on there, and then flat black up on the frame and frame brackets. Nice and glossy there, and flat for those guys. So that's 2 coats on there, maybe another 1 coat on there. And oh yeah, he's just doing 1 more coat on the front control arms, and then he has the 4 rears to do. Ta-da! Nice. So I'll drop it down and weld it on right there. So what would be proper thing to do would be to reassemble all that, hold this up, do the link, blah, blah, blah. But I am a gambling man, and this should work. Doke. Hopefully that's good. I just got to a point where I said screw it. It is now on there, and I actually cheated it. It's not perfectly 90 because the coil is at an angle, and it doesn't really matter, I came to the conclusion. So it's the top hole, so it should kind of be above the pitman arm, and it does angle back slightly towards the axle side. So I'd rather it be a little tighter to the track or to the drag link than to the coil, because the coil moves a lot more. So we will just have to see. And did I just tack it until we did see? Nope, I burned it in. Things that are left. The list is getting shorter now. Not that I have an actual list, because I just never do that, which I should, but I don't. So, Denny's still outside painting, so that's gonna be the next big thing, is those going back in. But for now, I need to make some shock brackets. We're still not 100% on these shocks. He had about 2 inches left to full compression beforehand. But they also topped out when it was at full droop. So ideally he's gonna get some longer shocks, but for now, these are the old brackets that I'm just not gonna put back on, but using them for reference. So before, they were mounted pretty low. So they were like down below the axle like this. So the couple inches, you can kind of see of dirty up top, and that's full stuff with the skid steer. So I'm gonna move this up what I think is 2 inches from what it used to be, so it's more straight out the back. And that'll give him 2 more inches of droop, and it should just go to the top of the shock. Well, it shouldn't go to the top of the shock. It should hit bump stops just before the top of the shock. And that will be a fix until he can at least get new longer shocks. But that's also going to be good because it's going to keep them up out of the way. I tried my hardest to put the control arm bracket as high as possible. The old one hung down pretty far, and even mine are right on the bottom, so a lot more clearance there. So I'm going to try and cut some new ones out of some 3/16 steel if I can find some. Okay, so I traced this over the best that I could onto there, and I'll be using the plasma cutter. Some of you may have noticed I do have an arc droid, and this would be a really good thing to cut this with, but I haven't practiced with it yet, so I need to practice with it when it's not important stuff, but then I'm just busy, and so it's been months. But anyways, I'm excited to get that thing going because it'll be perfect for little stuff like this. And if you don't know what an arc droid is, it's basically a tiny little homeowner plasma table. So it's got an arm that goes on all axes, and you can either program in files or go click points and it'll cut, but pretty cool. Excited to use that. But for now, handheld. So, still need to punch a hole in it. And that's something the arc droid could do too, is cut the whole thing and then punch a hole where you need it. But we've got drills.
We do have drills.
Now I just need to copy paste 3 more of these. Well, I was just starting number 2 and got a phone call for a recovery. This one is up on the trestles. Old train bridges. So apparently it's a park operator that's stuck. So this should be interesting. So we're heading to do that. Denny's not even here right now, but he's on his way back with his tires. So we'll hop in my Jeep. I'll be ready and we'll go get her out. Aha!
This is for you.
Some goat juice.
This doesn't fit. She told me that it doesn't fit, and then she walked away. Mine fits. It's the same, but yours doesn't. Yeah, see,
you know,
it's perfect.
So apparently it's someone that works for the parks. Sounds like she's a few kilometers down the old rail trail. So it's where trains used to run many years ago, but there's no tracks anymore. They just keep it open for biking and walking and stuff. So hopefully we get to go across some trestles today. So this is the parking lot for hiking and walking and biking the trestles. There's like bike rentals up here in the summer and whatnot. It's a good place to check out. And this is right where the train used to run. One way, that way. Okay, gate is closed, no one there, so.
Probably not locked.
So, she's supposed to be walking back to meet us, otherwise we've got the necessary tools to talk to it. So it'll be pretty easy. Hook up the Ancum and pull her back. We'll just have her in neutral and pull her back to dirt.
Driver's side? Passenger
Driver. So it went from dirt to snow really quick, as usual this time of year. Nice whip, sir. Get him turned around. All right, so she's all turned around. It's just a parks contractor, so doing bathrooms and garbage pickup and all that. So really awesome location to do that and to do a recovery. So we're not complaining, even by a little creek. Nothing wrong with that. All right, we'll follow her out. That's where we were, back over that side where the snow is, on the north side of the mountain. So really hangs on to the snow. So this is the trail here, obviously, and then just right over there you can see another trestle, but that's too deep to build a trestle across, so that's why they had to go all the way in the canyon, and it's like a 2-kilometer detour rather than like a couple hundred meters across, but it's just too deep to be able to build one, so created a lot of work for them. All right, well that one went pretty easily, nice and quick, so we're heading back to the shop for a few more hours of fun.
It'll be really fun soon.
Yeah. Got his wheels back, so he's gonna do a little work on those, and I will get back to making shock mounts. And we're back. So right before we left, the plasma cutter stopped working, so made it that far into my second one, so I guess I'll be cutting them out with a torch. I would normally just get Jared to cut them out on his table, but he is busy getting ready to go to winter camp, which is what we're trying to get this thing done for on the weekend. He's heading out tomorrow. So I'll cut them out with a torch and just do a little extra grinding. While I continue to make brackets for the rear shocks, Denny is doing final assembly on all the control arms. So everything's painted up, and I mean, assuming everything goes as planned, which it always does, this will be the last time that those go in. So this is a pretty good milestone. And how's everything going in?
Good enough.
He said, perfect. Nice, good to hear. And cut. You've officially been pimped, Daddy.
Yeah.
Polishing up your bling bling.
Yeah, it didn't like being handled that soon after
Nice.
paint.
There we go. On to the rear. All right, that is all the control arms in for what is hopefully the last time. 3 on the front, 4 on the back. Looking good. So right now they're all just buried, all the thread gone, so that we know that they're even, so that when we push them out to where is the perfect position, it's even thread on both ends. Stoked. This is really good. Yeah, having everything painted and back in is a big step. So next up, he can probably go around and get those torqued, and we will be in good shape. Meanwhile, yeah, sure is a pain with the plasma cutter not working. I cut the last one out. Well, I cut one out with the torch, cut the next one out with the bandsaw, and ground the rest, and I don't know how I'm cutting this next one out. Probably back to the torch, I guess. Ugh. And I ran out of good steel, so I got this crusty old bent piece that I found out back, but it's gonna do the trick. Well, we've hit a good stopping point for the day, so just doing a little cleanup. Denny's having a good time with the magnet picker-upper. It is quite satisfying.
It really is.
So we got all the control arms in. I'm gonna start tomorrow with figuring out the lower shock brackets when I have more brain capacity. And that is gonna do it for this one. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for the finish of this and the shakedown run, because it's coming soon. It's gonna be good.